Welcome back to Utah International Film Festival. We are doing filmmaker interviews, and I'm here with Brandon. Please introduce yourself and your film.
Yeah, my name's Brandon Harrop. I have the film Capacity and Reserve, which is a documentary film, and super excited to have it here at the Utah Film Festival.
Documentary, is it a short film? Documentary? What's it about?
29 minutes. So it's about human potential. This is a story, it's about Rob Spencer's life. When he was 23 years old, he was in a major car accident and had complete amnesia.
Oh, wow.
So 23 years of his life was gone forever. Well, he was married when he was 21. And so it's just this beautiful story of how do you reinvent yourself? How do you find a new purpose in life, your new path in life?
Mm-hmm.
And all of the obstacles he had to overcome, including, the amnesia, which still to this day has never come back. He's never...
None of his memories?
None of his memories.
Oh, wow.
None of them. He's 53 now. And in the film, you see what he does from the time that accident occurs all the way up until now.
Wow. How did you end up with this story to tell? How did it get to you?
So Rob and I met each other at an outdoor expo, and we just connected, hit it off, asked each other what they were up to. He had a really interesting charity. It's called Project Heal the Land. And when I saw that, I got really curious. What's this charity? Tell me a little bit more about your business. Who are you? What is this? I love to ask questions. And that just sparked a beautiful conversation. And once he found out what I do, then he was like, well, man, I've been really wanting somebody to tell my story. And of course, naturally, my next question is, well, what's your story?
Oh, wow.
And then that's where I found out.
And then just dived right in?
We just had a really great connection. So we just kept in contact with each other and made it happen.
Okay, this is kind of a weird, he's seen it now.
Yeah, he's seen it.
Did he like it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That would be terrifying to make a film about someone, and then how do they feel about it afterwards?
Oh, yeah, I was sweating. I was like, I hope we did this justice, but yeah, he saw it.
It's nerve-wracking to watch a narrative in front of an audience, but to watch your film in front of the person it's about has got to be just... Is this the first time you had done something like that, a documentary about another human?
No, not first time we've done a documentary about another human, but the first time where we've gone into the most vulnerable sides of a human being.
Mm-hmm.
So their personal relationship between husband and wife, right? Personal decisions that he made for his job, for his journey, for his relationships, for anything. And so it's all up on display for everyone to judge. And it's very vulnerable, but such a beautiful story.
Yeah.
Such a beautiful story.
Now I have to see this. Now this is such an interesting, I want to ask questions about it, but I don't want to ruin it for anybody. Was he like a different person than he was before, or?
Completely. Yeah. It changes your personality in ways you could never imagine. It also changes your skills and your mindset in ways, you would never imagine. The one thing that stuck with him after this major horrific accident was muscle memory.
Okay.
And so he knew he could fight and do a lot of self-defense.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is actually, he couldn't go back to his job before the accident. He didn't even know how to do it. So this muscle memory is kind of what took him on this path of, well, I know I can do this. I know I can fight. I want to start a martial arts studio.
Wow.
So he starts this martial arts studio, becomes super successful. And that just leads to, he becomes a field agent. He rescues victims of sexual trafficking, rescues hundreds of victims. He ends up starting charities to help these victims. Now he has a charity where he's kind of, a little bit later in life, in his 50s, he has this charity where he's constantly getting kids outdoors.
Wow.
None of that would have happened if this tragic experience didn't take place in his life. So
if he was that same person on the front. Oh, wow.
He would have just been an auditor at the Long Beach docks for cars coming in and out, something like that.
That is
two completely different universes.
That's crazy. I really want to see this now. That sounds amazing. So did you directed it? Did you do the editing on it as well, or do you have a team?
Yep. Myself and Josh Jorgensen, we own Nosha Studio together, and it was just the two of us. We brought in another person to help us with some coloring and VFX, but it was all us. Yep, directed, produced, wrote.
Documentaries are interesting in that I feel like most of the directing ends up happening in the editing room. Like you almost don't know what you have until you get in there, as is my like outside understanding. Like what's that process like of making a documentary?
Yeah, that's a
big question. It's too big.
Big question. That's a great point. You put together a plan and an idea because you want to have a conversation or two with them ahead of time to, what's the story, right?
Right.
And so you kind of have an idea, but then once you sit down with somebody and you start asking questions, you're just fed with all kinds of information. Wait, what did you just say? Wait, what happened? And you start to go down that rabbit hole, as much interviewing as you can.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, get all these interviews together and figure out, okay, here was our initial idea of the story. It's so much bigger and different than we had ever thought.
Wow.
Let's do this now, or let's do this now. I think my process that's really helped a lot of the directing, to answer your question, definitely comes in post-production. I like to get all the interviews. I like to know what I have, and then I like to figure out, okay, they talked about this side of their life. Let's go there for some production or for some footage.
And fill in the
blanks. They
blanks.
talked about, oh, he started a martial arts studio. Let's go to your martial arts studio, and fill in these blanks to really help amplify the story. One thing I will tell you is we found out from his days working as field agent, this one particular rescue that he talked a lot about and was really special to him. And so I thought it would be so interesting if we try to reenact that. And we did a reenactment of it, and it was absolutely incredible. It's in the beginning of the film and the middle of the film. We come back to it. We give you a little piece of it in the beginning and then come back and finish it. And just things like that are really incredible.
I mean, people are going to have to see this. Does this have any tie into his charity, just out of curiosity?
Yeah, it does. His charity project, Heal the Land, it's this beautiful tie-in of, okay, here's my life journey. Here's what I did from amnesia. Here's the path and the choices that I made. Some people that I rescued. And while I was working as a field agent, I was helping all these people, but I was losing myself.
Yeah.
It's this reinvention of finding himself. Okay, I want to reconnect with nature. I want to reconnect with God. These things are so important to me. And so then, it's this beautiful journey of finding himself all along. All these things he was doing for other people.
Yeah.
The real story is really finding himself. And a lot of that has to do with nature, God, and this charity now that he does of helping people to get outdoors.
That's amazing. Congratulations. That sounds like an amazing short film. I'm going to have to watch it. Do you have something coming up next? Like what's next on your, I'm going to tackle this story?
Ooh, it's
one
new project?
Yeah.
We do, actually. I'm so excited for this next story. So we are working right now with a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful human being. Her name is Denise Drews. Denise Drews is a yoga instructor. And she, back in 2016, took yoga to inmates in the prison system as a way to change their life.
Yeah.
And she's been doing this for 8-9 years now. And it's been incredible. And we're going to tell her story.
And that's enough time that you have success stories that I bet you can tap into.
Yeah.
Wow.
People that have been on the inside and now are out and are yoga instructors and teachers, and how this way of living has completely changed their life.
Do you have a working title for that one so we can keep an eye out?
I wish I did.
What was her name again so that we can keep an eye out?
Her name is Denise Drews, and she's with Yoga Forward.
Okay, so we can keep an eye out for those keywords. They'll pop up.
Or follow Nosha Studio.
Nosha, yeah. Yeah, follow Nosha Studios because I want to see that film. I'm going to figure out, I'm going to leave this room right now and go watch the movie right now. Except I have to do another interview. Thank you so much. That was this was pleasant. I enjoyed this.
Great to talk to you. Yeah.
Stay tuned. We've got a lot more interviews coming up here at the Utah International Film Festival. Bye.